Hello, my name is Charlotte Kirstensen, and this is my presentation for the Shark Tank Honors um, Chemistry B project. What I'm working on is fragrance innovation through chemical synthesis. It's my sales pitch. The idea, develop chemical compounds for new fragrance molecules synthesized via organic chemistry techniques. Such products might offer unparalleled performance, novel applications, or even personalized formulations based on consumer genetics or skin type. The pitch itself. Imagine a product line that combines the art of perfumery with the science of neuroscience. By carefully selecting and synthesizing scent molecules, such as linalool from lavender, which is known for its calming properties, or citrus derivatives that invoke upbeat feelings, my business can deliver a fragrance that does more than simply please the nose. These functional fragrances are designed to interact with olfactory receptors, which send signals directly to the limbic system, the area of the brain responsible for emotion and memory. Such neural activation can trigger the release of dopamine and serotonin, both of which are mood-improving hormones that promote well-being, reduce cortisol levels, lowering stress, or even evoke nostalgic memories for enhanced mood. In this context, product research is supported by both chemical structure and neuroscience studies, ensuring that molecules not only smell exquisite, but can be proven to work by neuroimaging and hormonal tests. My slogan is crafting feelings one scent at a time. This is a solo project. I am the entirety of the management team and the marketing team and all the other teams. This means that I am unable to list any other members. So, yeah, just me. Problem and opportunity. Target demographic would be for this product would be telecommuters and professionals of ages about 25 to 45 who need stress relief or enhanced focus during busy workdays. Wellness enthusiasts and people who frequent spas, yoga studios, or meditation retreats would also probably find this particular product attractive, I suppose. Millennials and Gen Z, consumers who value personalization, sustainability, and scientifically backed wellness solutions, would like this product. Personal perfumes, these are the daily life uses. Personal perfumes, scents that integrate naturally into daily routines, providing both aesthetic pleasure and mood boosting. Ambient diffusers, products for home or work, general relaxation spaces that continuously release the scent into the air. Cosmetic integrations, incorporation of the scents into different products, including lotions or candles that can double as aromatherapeutics. Consumer appeal. The beauty industry thrives on uniqueness and efficacy. Consumers are drawn to products that promise better performance or exclusivity. A perfume that offers to change your mood, offers to make your mood more positive, would definitely be an example of exclusivity. Creative chemistry. By designing molecules that mimic rare natural compounds or provide entirely new sensory experiences, you can tap into the luxury and specialty markets. Regulatory navigation. Although the personal care space often requires safety and allergen testing, perfume is not exempt from this. It often has shorter approval cycles compared to pharmaceuticals, making it a much more attractive and easier launch platform. Value proposition, part 1, main ideas and goals. The project goals are going to be 1, to create a novel fragrance molecule, which means to synthesize a unique scent compound that mimics rare natural fragrances, to explore the molecular structures that enhance mood via olfactory neural interaction. 2, to leverage personalization techniques, formulating skincare and fragrances based on genetic markers or skin type, and develop adaptive formulations that respond to environmental factors. 3, navigating regulatory approval pathways, ensuring compliance with cosmetic safety and other testing laws, capitalizing on the shorter approval cycles that come up for cosmetics than pharmaceuticals. Yeah. Scientific basis and implementation. By integrating neuroscience-driven perfumery, we would be crafting functional fragrances that do more than just smell good. They would actively influence emotions and well-being. Key molecules such as linalool from lavender or citrus derivatives will be synthesized and evaluated for their ability to interact with the limbic system, triggering neurological responses such as dopamine and serotonin release. To validate the effectiveness of these perfumes of these scents, we would be conducting neuroimaging studies to assess olfactory-driven brain activation, hormonal assays, tests, to measure stress-reducing effects of scent compounds, and consumer triangles to refine formulations based on sensory and mood feedback. Potential impact and market positioning. The integrations of synthetic biology, neuroscience, and cosmetics presents a lucrative opportunity to position products as high-performance, scientifically validated, and luxuriously unique. This project aims to deliver cutting-edge formulation that redefines the standards of personal care and fragrance. Value proposition, part 2, scent and memory. Direct limbic access. Unlike other senses, olfactory signals bypass the thalamus and connect straight to the limbic system. This means that even a fleeting whiff can evoke really strong memories or emotional reactions. Hormonal modulation. Research suggests that exposure to specific fragrances can trigger the release of hormones, for example, increase serotonin and even endorphins for a natural high. For example, studies have demonstrated that aromatherapy with lavender essential oil leads to a measurable reduction in heart rate and cortisol levels, which promotes calmness. Personal and cultural associations. While certain molecular motifs generally evoke universal responses, individual and cultural experience can also shape them. This duality means that personalization through customized formulations is not only is required to yield both broad appeal and a niche monopoly on the market, I suppose. Value proposition, part 3, the chemistry at the molecular level. Odorant molecular architecture. Odorant molecules are typically small, lipophilic, which means that they are able to be dissolved by and bonded to lipids, and volatile. Their structure, three-dimensional conformations and functional groups, such as alcohols, esters, and terpenes, determines how they bind to olfactory receptors. For example, lenalol C10H18O has a structure that fits precisely into specific G protein-coupled receptors in our olfactory epithelium. When an odorant binds, a cascade of intracellular signals via cyclic AMP is initiated, sending neural impulses directly to the olfactory bulb and then to emotional centers such as the amygdala and hippocampus. Not the seahorse. 2. Structure and activity relationships, SAR. Even minute structural variations can yield really dramatically different scent profiles or hormonal effects. By using cheminformatics and molecular modeling tools, the research teams can screen tens of thousands of synthetic analogs to predict which molecular configurations interact best with receptors known to initiate stress-reducing pathways. 3. Neural activation mechanisms. Functional imaging studies have demonstrated that pleasant scents can rapidly dampen activity in the amygdala, which is associated with fear and stress, while simultaneously stimulating regions related to reward and to memory. This underpins the use of certain scents as calming agents, aligning with traditional aromatherapy findings but now backed by molecular insight. Chemistry in action. The olfactory process is complex and begins the moment an odorant molecule enters our nose. These molecules, which are typically small, volatile, and hydrophobic, can be detected even at incredibly low concentrations, sometimes just a few parts per trillion. The initial interaction happens in the nasal epithelium, where specialized olfactory receptors, ORs, are located. These receptors are highly specific biological machinery that interacts with incoming odorant molecules. When an odorant binds to these receptors, it triggers a cascade of neural signals that create a unique pattern specific to that scent. This pattern includes information about the signal intensity, the timing, and the quality of the odorant stimuli. What makes this system particularly fascinating is how it processes information. When odorants are detected, they stimulate specific populations of olfactory sensory neurons, OSNs, in the nasal epithelium. These neurons then process and transduce the signals at a neurological level. One of the most remarkable aspects of the olfactory system is its connection to emotion and memory. Odorants can trigger sophisticated cognitive and emotional changes, which explains why certain smells can instantly transport us back to specific memories or alter our mood. This strong emotional component has been recognized throughout history. Even ancient civilizations noted how certain scents could bring joy to the heart. The industrial applications of this understanding have led to significant advances in the fragrance industry. My company, Neuroscent Labs, intends to develop increasingly sophisticated scents by studying how specific molecules interact with our olfactory system, and to create everything from subtle everyday fragrances to complex perfumes that can trigger specific emotional responses. The underlying magic. This is my only slide with any pictures in this presentation, mainly because I have a perfume thing, and I didn't particularly want to use images of other companies' perfumes for this. Like a Dior perfume, that doesn't really work for what I'm attempting to accomplish here. So these are graphics of of how everything works. So this is the olfactory bulb. This is the epithelium, this yellow thing right here. And the olfactory receptors are these red, like, whatever you would call them, like the red little, they look almost like needles, I suppose you could call them. That's a horrible description, but yeah. Business model, part 1. The core of the advertising campaign. So my campaign theme would be Scents That Know You, with the tagline being Where Chemistry Meets Memory. That was almost the slogan, so yeah. So the core marketing pillars would be A, scientific sophistication. This is the image. So we're going for a visual style of clean, minimalistic laboratory aesthetics mixed with elegant perfume design. A color palette based in metallic silvers, deep purples, and crystalline transparencies, with key visuals being molecular structures transforming into this beautiful scent wisps, neural pathways lining up in fancy artistic ways. 2, personalization story, focusing on the unique way each person's brain chemistry interacts with fragrances. Campaign messaging as unique as your memories. Interactive element being an online quiz that helps customers discover their neural scent profile. 3, emotional resonance, a photo series of memory moments that captures the exact instant when someone experiences a personalized scent. Some video content of slow motion captures of people's emotional reactions as they are reminded of their personal memories. The storytelling angle would be the science of nostalgia. I'm very proud of that part. Science of nostalgia. It sounds very fancy. Next slide. Business model, part 2. Campaign and budgeting. Campaign phases. 1, the teaser phase. This would last about 2 months. It would release mysterious scientific imagery, partner with science museums for installations, create buzz about the next evolution in fragrance. Hype's your best friend for this one. You want to just make your product like really anticipated. 2, the launch phase. This would take about 3 months. Major media reveal of the technology, influencer partnerships going live, pop-up experiences in major cities. 3, the establishment phase, 6 months and onward. Regular content series about customer experiences to keep people engaged and buying. Ongoing education about the science behind the perfumes and scents. Expansion of personalization options, different new scents, and all of that. I, for campaign and budgeting, have allocated $3 million. $3 million of the $20 million that I'm hoping that you will invest in my product. Digital marketing and content creation, experiential marketing and events, traditional advertising, including print and outdoor ads, influencer partnerships, research and development content would be the main focus. The success metric for this would be brand awareness in luxury and science communities, engagement with educational content, customer retention and repeat purchasing, social media sentiments being positive, and press coverage on quality and quantity of the perfumes. Go-to market plan, part 1, because it wouldn't all fit on one slide. So for the research and development category, we have 3 subcategories: neuroscience laboratory setup, scientific team, and advanced materials. So for the subcategory of neuroscience laboratory setup, we have $2.5 million spent, allocated to, which accounts for 12.5% of the total being $20 million that I'm hoping will be invested. Scientific team would be allocated $2.5 million, 12.5% of the total. Advanced materials would be allocated $1.5 million, 7.5% of the total. The total cost for R&D would come out to about $6.5 million, or 32.5% of the total. Experience and validation, E and V category. Neural response studies, $2 million, 10% of total. Interactive testing centers, $2 million, 10% of total. Digital integration, $1 million, 5% of total. The total cost for E and V would be $5 million, or 25% of the total. Go-to-market plan, Part 2. Production and technology, P&T. Manufacturing, $2.5 million and 12.5% of the total. Innovation lab, $1.5 million, 7.5% of the total. Total cost for production and technology would be $4 million, or 20% of the total. Marketing and customer experience, M&CE. Immersive brand experiences, that would be $1.2 million, or 6% of the total. Digital ecosystem, that would be $800,000, or 4% of the total. Content creation, that would be $0.6 million, or $600,000, 3% of the total. Launch events, $400,000, or 2% of the total. The total cost for marketing and customer experience would come out to $3 million, or 15% of the total, $20 million. Legal and compliance, L&C, because we don't want to get arrested. Intellectual property, patents and whatever, that would come out to $0.8 million, or 4%. And regulatory compliance would be $0.7 million, or 3.5%. The total cost for L&C would be $1.5 million, or 7.5% of the total budget. The total budget would be $20 million, which is the amount that I am hoping you will invest. I feel like I'm repeating myself by saying that too much, but that is my goal. Competitive analysis. The global fragrance market is highly competitive. Dominant players such as IFF, Genomatica, and established luxury brands such as Chanel or Dior possess substantial market shares. However, the niche of scientifically validated neuromodulatory fragrances is relatively underexploited. That's where we come in. Unique differentiators that separate Neurosense Labs from our competitors. The integration of rigorous chemical synthesis with neuroscience research. A personalized, data-driven approach that adapts psychological profiles to refine scent profiles. Emphasis on sustainability and ethical sourcing, tapping into growing consumer demand for green products. Our key competitors would generally be traditional luxury brands that focus purely on sensory appeal instead of what those scents can do for people. Emerging wellness-centric aroma companies such as those focused on functional fragrances, as we are. Niche artisanal brands that may replicate aspects of the personalization that we would be using as a main tenet of our business. 2-year plan. Phase 1, foundations and research, months 1 to 6. Basically, this is the setup of our thing. We're creating the framework. We're beginning the brand identity development. We're establishing partnerships. We're developing protocols to make sure everything runs smoothly, and collecting equipment and scientific people and scientists. Phase 2, months 7 to 12, development and experience design. We're testing our digital platform, initializing influencer partnerships and content creation, beginning scientific documentary preparation. Phase 3, validation and integration. This is months 13 to 18. Neural response trials and data collection. We're regulatory compliance processing. Phase 4, months 19 to 24. We are implementing system manufacturing. We are fully launching the digital platform, and we're training our staff. Phase 5, launch and expansion. This is months 24 plus. Full marketing campaign rollout, continuous data collection and formula refinement, getting ready to go international. Current and future status of plans. Initial soft launch. The leveraging digital channels to create buzz and early adopter testimonials. Using influencer and wellness partnerships to introduce the concept to social media. Expanding by retail, negotiating with high-end department stores and lifestyle boutiques to carry exclusive lines. you would be getting your money back if you were to invest in my product through 3 primary revenue streams: direct sales, dedicated e-commerce platform, and pop-up retail experiences; subscription services, monthly curated scent boxes offering limited edition and personalized fragrances that people would be paying for; licensing and white label, manufacturing scents for hotels, spas, and other luxury brands. SWOT analysis. So strengths, innovative value proposition, customization and personalization, sustainability, and ethical sourcing. Some weaknesses: high R&D and regulatory costs. Market education is required. Another weakness is a dependence on scientific validation. You can't just do a single study and call it good. You need to continuously support your work, or else it will fall apart. Opportunities: growing wellness market. People are willing to buy these scents because they want to feel better. Expansion into adjacent markets. Licensing formulations for spas, hotels, and wearable devices. That would be cool. Digital personalizations and subscription models. Some threats: intense competition from established brands. Cultural and consumer skepticism. People don't want to buy things unless they know that it's established and will meet their demands. Regulatory changes. Potential new compliance requirements could delay product releases. All of these are focused primarily on cost and on what would be easiest to get money. Profit potential and investment considerations. Market outlook. Global fragrance sales are projected to climb as personalized, wellness-oriented products gain traction. Functional fragrance products could command premium pricing thanks to their dual benefits. Revenue projections. With a combination of direct-to-consumer sales, subscription models, and licensing deals, the startup would project a very healthy profit margin. Earlier investment in R&D to refine formulations and capture consumer data is critical. 3. Funding uses reiterated. Months 1 to 12 are going to be primarily for lab infrastructure, initial hiring, and research partnerships. Months 13 to 24, we would mainly be using your money to scale production, marketing campaigns, and secure wider distribution channels. Months 24 plus, your money would primarily be used for international expansion and further promoting diversification. References. Thank you for watching.